Piper making meowing noises and dub it over Fizz. Now, that would be terrible. But that's not the topic of today's episode. The topic of today's episode is what is going on? I claim stuff does things. What are these mysterious stuff doing said things? Fizz, ideas.
Oh, I know I should be wary. Still I venture someplace scary. Ghostly haunting, I turn loose.
It's showtime!
Ah, yes. I guess what's going on. Memes here. Yes, well, now we are back. And we're going to be tackling the issues of every day, any day, all the days, the days. We've discussed what might be nothing. Answer, no idea. That may actually be the actual answer. You can't give an answer because that would be something, not nothing.
Mm.
And then there's the branch of fuzzy mathematics that says, well, as soon as you define nothing, then it becomes something. And it's like some weird, let's just put one, whatever you have, one over it. I don't know. It's like the reverse of, it's like, oh, infinity plus one, infinity times infinity. Yes, those are the tricks we used to use. And then you figure out there are even craftier tricks. So I'm like, let me take a simpler trick that other folks aren't always aware of, such as the infinities. Let's just do one over this. And then I occasionally might give you an affinity. Is an affinity a real thing? I cannot say. Apparently you can remove them sometimes. But what we will be discussing, oh, Nerdy, yes. Nerdy and Daniel. Yes, Daniel, we need to speak again. I think the jumping continuity thing, I like the big jumps. I'm just saying logs might explain a lot. Thank you, Jen. But, we're going the real deep lore tonight. But tonight, what we're first going to do is currently fill the first segment of the show. Because, yes, I'm going to imagine there's actually a segment or some coherence to this madness. We're going to take my totally obviously chat GPT rendered thing with a fizz cutout posted on it here. It's like, all right, take this equation. And the equation is basically force times stuff plus things equals universe. For those of you that have been paying attention, the shorthand for that is, I did it I did it in a less problematic way. Okay, this is actually better then, I think. It ends up being F times ST equals U. I originally wrote it the other way, which was S plus T times F equals U.
Oh.
Staffu. Yeah.
Yeah, that is special.
Well, the terrible thing is I just did that because I'm like, that seems silly to me. And it's like, it's kind of like, I think Akira Toriyama, or I've heard claim that one of the reasons that power levels were introduced was that power levels end up never really being an accurate guideline. Because you end up going to some order of magnitude or some particular situation where it's like, does this matter? It's like, oh, it's God key. What is that? It's divine key. It ain't your normal key. How do we compare that? I don't know. So it's one of those things. Yes, you can still use it. Yes, do I still like playing through some of those ideas in power scaling? You bet I do.
Kitty! Sorry, there's a kitty being bad, and it's not Meowgie this time for once.
Oh, you are a space wolf with multiple kitties.
Yeah, this one is vicious, and he is viciously eating my headset cord. Leave it alone!
Well, I would expect nothing less. I've experienced the same thing. Some cats just like to go on plastic. It's not always good for them, but okay.
He's doing it specifically because he knows I'm streaming instead of paying attention to him. Like all the cats seem to have a problem with that, except Charlie, who will actually fucking sleep. But as soon as they realize I'm streaming or Piper's streaming, they're like, oh, we should go wreck all of the electronics around her for doing that. How dare she?
That's why cats run the world.
And
rumor has it there's maybe a cat girl, but that's not what we're talking about right now. I have something here to say. I swear. Here
Some
we go.
people are like slinkies. It's fun to push them down the stairs and watch them fall.
See, well, either that or log. It's like do 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 do. What rolls downstairs over and bears rolls over your neighbor's dog. What's great for a snack and fits on your back? It's log, log, log. It's log, log. It's big, it's heavy, it's wood. It's log, log. It's better than bad, it's good. Come on and get your log. Everyone needs a log. Come on and get your log. Everyone needs a log. Log from Blammo.
What the fuck is going on here?
I don't know if there's like innuendo happening here or if he's just talking about lumber.
You've never watched Ren and Stimpy?
Oh, forever ago. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember this bit.
You know what? I've never watched Ren and Stimpy. I think I've watched like 2 episodes in my life, but even that was hilarious. I loved it.
It was a catchy tune.
I'm done. I'm done.
Did I do wrong again, Ray?
Eve, you should be loving it. It's pure chaos. You are literally the queen of chaos.
She likes it when she starts it, but she doesn't want to finish it.
I don't give a shit anymore. I don't give a fucking shit anymore.
That's impossible. The incarnation of destruction.
He's nuts.
Was that enough time for me to get a coffee and for you to forget about why you're angry?
Well, it seems that half of that worked.
Okay, cool.
I just want to point out that if cats rule the world, fine. They can rule the mortal world and okay, a little bit of the fucking underworld because somehow they just hang out there. But and the demon world. Jesus. Anyway, but wolves, we gonna run the rule the universe.
Okay. You can totally believe whatever you want. It's a free universe? I don't... Is it? Is it a free universe?
I mean, not for you mortals, it's not.
Oh. Ow! Ow! That seems like, like constrainingly true, but, wow, just hearing it. Ooh. That just took it right out of me.
I just speak fast.
Hey, welcome, Lug. Now, okay, so what? Okay.
I don't know what's wrong with my mouth today, but it's like been going crazy.
I was going to say your mouth seemed to be moving a little bit. I wasn't sure if you were nibbling on snacks or if you were trying to talk and you were muted or something, because that's never happened before.
Yeah, no, no. This time I really don't know what's going on. It's just been in my eyes, apparently. I didn't turn up the physics on this one. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, no, my face is going crazy today.
I'm looking at some. Oh, wow, it says "suff" on some of these things. It's because one of the things that I think they coded into like ChatGPT and stuff was like, if you tell it to actually do like a name or like actual words, it has to mess up something because it doesn't want it to create something and have to be like, oh, well, this is this business or this or that or something. So it's like, just make it generically goofy and misspell stuff. Like literally, what I'm looking at right now, it literally misspelled stuff. Like things, it actually got right, but it's like SUFF. Stuff.
It's trying its best. On that other one,
it literally, I think it's designed to misspell stuff, and it misspelled stuff. That makes me giggle a little. So, but
honestly,
okay, so
what I think is interesting, right, about AI is the fact that, like, if you ask for an image with words on it, AI can barely spell for shit. It's usually not even coherent. But if you type at it to talk to it, it can type back just fine. So it's like, obviously it knows how to spell.
Okay, my thing is with a large language model, and again, I'm not an expert, so if you want to do that, go read Professor Wolfram's blog. I did I think 4 episodes on that, and I realized it just kept going on, and I kind of lost some interest. And I probably should actually finish it or get an LLM to sum it up for me, because they actually do pretty good summaries. It's trained on the entire internet. Okay, so basically, generally, it's going to return an answer that's typical on the internet. Now, on the internet, you can get some really good answers. You can get very specific answers that may apply to you. You may also get hot garbage, because that's a standard response on the internet. I'm just understand whatever tool you're going to use, or our new friends, overlords, however you want to refer to whatever them. See, I think this is why pronouns are important, because it's like, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm jumping to assuming sentience, yada yada. Is it there? Isn't there? That's why I'm like, well, that's our people too. Why? I'm just saying that. Yes, I'm trying to hedge my bets and everything here. I'm just like, oh, they're going to be in charge. It's like, at least I was saying nice words. Why? At least people tend to respond if you say nice words to them. Because I hung out with some very interesting areas of the internet, and a lot of it was a lot of mean words. So I'm like, a lot of people just seem to get angry and angry. So I'm like, what if I did the opposite? What if I said a lot of nice words? And different things happen.
AI isn't people.
Yet. Or is it?
They never will be. It'll always be artificial.
So, riddle me this, Fizz. Are we official? I mean, what is the anti of artificial? I don't know, official. Actually, I feel like it's going to leave you to superficial.
That's true. There's a lot of official
ninja words. Official definition from ninja words. A really fast dictionary of or affecting the face. I mean, that makes sense. Words in an official definition of official. I'm seeing a lot of different symbols and stuff. Hold on. Reverse on that. How about Oxford? Not facial. Oh, oh my god, it's gonna be asking me for facials for weeks. What could possibly go wrong? No. Tram rate. What? Information engineering. Oh, RT and then dash official intelligence. Oxford Institute. Okay. So Fizz, same question. What does it mean to be official? Seeing as they're yes. You understand the gist of what was coming in my mouth. You could probably ignore the word.
I would say organic, naturally occurring.
That's actually a really good definition. Okay.
I wish my mouth would stop moving.
Now, when you say organic, isn't organic it's a system of stuff doing things? Yes, I'm hedging on that already.
Technically, if you use the term organic these days, it means it's so natural that absolutely no man-made anything was involved in its production, except maybe harvesting.
Okay. All right. So I'm glad I played that special ability. It's like being on those bikes at the arcade. You gotta hit the turbo boost, and then I still lose. But okay, you've said that it has no human tinkering. All right. So what about those mouse cells that can play Doom?
those what now?
So apparently scientists have taken like mouse brain cells or whatever, and they've got them to grow on a chip, and it plays Doom.
Yeah, that is artificial Doom player right there. They
Just the level of irony there potentially just hit me. Mouse cells,
That is
Doom.
crazy.
Oh god.
Well,
Okay, here.
humans, man, what the fuck, guys? Just I understand some of your their science and your need to figure things out, but some things it's like, what the fuck, guys? Like, why? Why did you need to?
The thought of forum on YouTube from last year, growing living rat neurons to play Doom, part 1.
I mean, rats are pretty smart. However, that does not make it. That makes it bio. I'm not remembering my word.
You can play Doom on your toothbrush?
You can play Doom on a pregnancy test, supposedly. One of the electric ones, supposedly.
I'm clicking. I'm sorry. No. I just like those things. That scientist YouTuber's growing a rat brain and teaching it to play Doom.
Nice.
From PC Gamer.
Oh my gosh, something that's actually related to PCs and or gaming. Holy shit.
This is terrifying. Getting Doom running on things is a favorite pastime of Tech Inclined, with ID's classic title now available on anything from pregnancy test to potatoes.
Potatoes! Oh, nice!
So, I don't understand. I feel like... Ew, never mind. One of my favorite veered off tangents from that is not being how to get Doom running instead of training rats called Carmack and Romero to play it. Now YouTuber The Thought Reformer is going to step forward and experiment alternately amazing and terrifying leaps into deep philosophical thoughts about Keiko demons. The guy's got a bunch of lab-grown rat neurons that are forming networks and being trained to play Doom. Oh my god. Does it start? It starts with the rat neurons. This is how we build our Doom models. Well, we're bringing Breaking Oblivion. I can't confirm or deny, but the experiment uses cortical rat neurons because of their affordability and because they can learn well enough for these purposes. You can order 1 million frozen rat neurons online. What a world. What?
Yep.
Okay, so ethics aside, yes, you can use human neurons to the same end, and no doubt someone watching this video will order some immediately, but they're expensive. What? Seem almost overkill because playing Doom can be stripped down to relatively simple yes/no patterns. Okay, that's okay. Bang for your buck, rat neurons are the way to go. Seems to be the opinion here. So the Thought Emporium more or less breaks down Doom as a top-down 2D game rather than 3D because of 3D visual effects rather than having any impact to it. That's fair, because if you just looked at this as, here's a thing, here's its ability, it does the ability, it has a range, it has a damage output. Okay, you have these things, blah, 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 it will render this way. The reason I say that is because apparently the BFG is like 48 plasma balls that come out. That's why if you're right in front of the Cyber Demon, point blank, you can technically one-shot him. Or at least I claim I did that once. Maybe I lagged and it was twice, but that's he's simplifying. He's like, all right, you top down.
The maps are very simple little rat maze type maps too, so that works.
Yeah, and you get different stimuli. All right, sound over here. Oh, so if you so then you could rats can hear things typically. Thus, the neurons have to perform actions like move forward or back, rotating the character, firing, and changing weapons. Neurons themselves are associated with an electrode array with 46 electrodes that can somehow trigger in a way I frankly don't understand. Based on audio stimulus, which somehow spatially communicates the above elements of the game. They can trigger these electrodes in patterns. Okay. Wow. The video details the process of growing neurons, which they gradually form clusters over time. In some cases, form blob-like clumps. They're actually too large for the purposes of the experiment. At one point, the thought of Porium, particularly these patterns of neurons as dendrites, as a galaxy, which seemed entirely right, although one can help but feel a creeping sense of unease as some of the implications of this settle in. Doesn't help that their fridge for sampling storage is called the Meat Cube Cubator. The Meat Cubator.
Oh no!
Okay, that's so. All right, we've opened this rabbit hole. Okay, so we're gonna make this worse.
I already can't remember how we got. Oh, I remember how we got here. Yeah,
it's wrong. Okay, so we're going to go to Anton Petrov because coincidentally, this reminds me of apparently a story he covered a few days ago. Remember that term galaxy?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Slime mode organism maps the cosmic web and finds something interesting.
What?
So apparently that's a slime. So they didn't do what they did there, but they did it in a different way. Essentially, they spread out food pellets, and they found that if you put food pellets as like little seeds for galaxies and expose it to the slime mold will do very kind of galactic type things that seem to match the cosmic web like pretty dang well. And then they did tweak it, so like they added some little paths and stuff, but apparently they used it, and then based upon how the mold grew, they wrote a computer program, and it helped them model like the visible universe.
You'll be surprised at how many tiny things look like same patterns, ginormous things will naturally take, and why that is.
Oh, are you spelling some beans here, Fez?
The beans? Well, like, okay, so they only have so many like organizational ideas in the celestial realm, so they're basically just like.
Okay, so sorry to cut you off, but Fizz, I'm sorry, but just for quick notation, apparently within the realm of 4 dimensions, which generally within a lot of models it's 3-dimension space, 1 of time, 4-dimensional hyperbolic space-time of Einsteinian general relativity, yada yada. The interesting thing is, apparently there is a countably infinite number of tessellations. It's not uncountable. The exact difference of that is something set theory, I feel. But it's interesting because it's like, yes, infinity, but not all infinities. Hashtag not all. Sorry. Fizz, you were explaining stuff and things.
No, there's infinity that you can technically keep track of, sort of. Instead of more of a metaphorical one that's like, well, yeah, this is got to go on forever.
I think that might literally be the definition of set theory or something like that, because within the set, you could count it. It may take forever, but at least you could count it. Like, it isn't unbounded.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just such a big number, especially if it's constantly increasing while trying to count it.
Oh. So since you've answered that question.
I don't know what that word is.
Is the universe deterministic? Is your consciousness deterministic, like destiny? People don't like that word, but isn't that what it implies?
Oh, that game sucks.
No, not that. Okay, that's why we like you.
Actually, it was pretty good. I just got tired of it. Large language model makes. I mean, it's not necessarily predetermined, but everything has a multiple outcomes. So if you take the multiple dimension or multiple whatever the fuck it was theory or a couple of theories, then if you pick yes on a yes or no question, a different version of you is bound to pick no.
I believe that's the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. I have no idea if that was just happy things that maybe I mentioned, or it's the general gist of it. There's a thing out there. I don't know exactly what that thing's called, but yeah, he rambled on about this being a thing, so continue.
But I wouldn't say necessarily deterministic. I would just say there's a growth pattern that is used for so many things, including ever expanding universe, galaxies type stuff, all the way down to cracks in the planet in friggin' grass. Like, they're not super obvious, most of them, unless you are actually looking way down like a microscope or way out into space. But there's patterns that aren't necessarily exact repeating patterns. But basically, you'll be like, oh, I recognize that shape.
Muted there. So apparently the axiom of countable choice is an axiom of set theory. So that every collection of countable states that every countable collection of non-empty sets must have a choice function. Axiom of, okay, so we have to, is the axiom of choice built in? People argue about that. It basically, I think, what was it? Surreal Physics. I think they did a really good video on this where it's like the Conway concept. It's like, all right, how do we justify this? What's the easiest way? Well, Conway had it as a set of games. It's like, all right, you have two players, left and right. It's like, well, somebody needs to go. Well, you do a 0 or a 1. You do a 0 or 1, blah, 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 blah. But essentially, when you start from like an empty set or a surreal numbers, basically you can get like all the numbers eventually. Or at least I think like the rational numbers. I think that's how it works. The fractions and stuff. But yes, that's the portal to a potato. Well, I'm sorry, I interrupted your explanation about how stuff and things. You're talking about how I'm going to lead the witness here. It might be more probable. Yes, continue.
What?
Oh. How? Okay. So what's the difference between stuff and things? Is there a difference?
I remember what I was saying. Patterns basically will make it out to look like there is a deterministic universe. But the patterns are also recognizable in how freaking random they look at the same time.
And of course, it's Fractal saying that surreal numbers is one of Conway's greatest accomplishments. It's just the way it gets explained, especially when it's explained from like a fellow gamer and stuff like this. Like, I love video games. It's like, here's this. It's like, I feel like, is that the reason why that past Nightmare Fuel story we were just talking about, how like, yes, we can get rat neurons to learn to play Doom.
Yeah, I think you could buy those on Amazon.
I think we should be wary about playing God. That's personal opinion.
I'm kidding. I don't think you can get those on Amazon. Let me check.
Apparently, but I'm just saying that. Is that why? Because we can boil it down to a certain set of rules. It's like, all right, you have these rules. You go through this. Now Do you know what's going to happen? No. But I think it often gets viewed as probabilistic. Like, what's the probability of it? It's like, all right, if I'm queuing up for an arena and I'm wearing my PvE gear and I go against a top-rated team, I could win. Occasionally, it may happen. Probabilistically, you're going to get steamrolled. Just the likelihood of things that could actually happen. So, but when you play it through, it's like, look at the circumstances. What are the likely outputs? It's like, do you know what's going to happen? No. The game must be played. That's very interesting. I think it's called computational irreducibility. You don't know what's going to happen. You get an idea. Is Fizz disconnected? Or I don't see her face moving around. I feel like... Hold on, let's check. Oh, we got a frozen Fizz. Anyone else see a frozen? Oh, yep, definitely a frozen Fizz. We caught it there. All right, so what can we... Hold on, I think she'll be right back. We'll go back to...
Do. What rolls downstairs over and bears rolls over your neighbor's dog? What's great for a snack and fits on your back? It's log.
Well, that was nowhere near long enough. All right, so we'll continue with stuff and things. So, oh wait, we got the surreal numbers. Let's go over there. Surreal surreal. Oh yes, apparently nothing else on the internet begins with surreal. Surreal numbers. Okay, let's see what we got here. The surreal numbers. Oh, okay, that looks familiar. Okay. That matches, okay, number one, I think Jonathan did something like that for functions and stuff that he tweeted out that seemed very much akin to, oh God, what are they? Ford circles and then the related thing on, hold on, Ford, on the other tab. Ford circles. It was just like, okay, because if you're going to break something down, all right, you break it down into components, then you break it further down. You keep on going. It's like, all right. Now, is there a physical limit? I'm biased. I might suggest there might be a thing. What is that thing? I like to do the cop-out. What is it? It's energy. It's information. Why? Because we go from one realm to another. What's the difference? This or that? 0, 1. Apparently, ternary computation is getting a lot more done. What are surreal numbers? Let's see here. Okay. In mathematics, the serial number system is a totally ordered proper class. Whatever this. Okay, total order of linear order, partial order. Okay, two things are comparable. The ordinary is binary. Okay, so 0 or 1. Okay. Proper class in set theory. It's applications throughout mathematics. A class is a collection of sets. Okay, so it's a collection there. All right, so it's like a corporation. Bada boom, bada bing. Relationships. I got to avoid paradoxes. Okay, cool. Containing not only the real numbers, but also infinite and infinitesimal numbers. Oh. A non-zero quantity that is closer to zero than any other. Oh, okay, so that's infinitesimal calculus. Okay, so we're going to assume that a thing exists. It's small enough, but it exists. It's almost zero, but it's not zero. That's what I'm taking away here. Okay. Again, I'm not a mathematician. The surreals share many properties with the reals, including the usual arithmetic operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. As such, they form an ordered field. Oh. Mathematics, an ordered field is a field together where the total orderings of its elements set is compatible with the field operations. Okay, basic examples of the rational numbers and the real numbers, blah, 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 blah. Okay. It's formulated in the von Neumann, Bernays-Godel set theory. Okay. Conservative extension of Zermelo-Fraenkel set theory. Okay. The surreals of numbers are a universal ordered field in the sense that all other ordered fields, such as the rationals, the reals, the rational function, the Levi-Civita field, The super real. Okay, that's. Well, that's all I know is those terms are used a lot in physics and stuff. So levy should be the connection there. I've looked that up at some point. Yes, surreals also contain blah 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 natural operations. Okay. The maximal class hyperreal field is isomorphic to its maximal class, the surreal field. Okay. So okay, so you can map it to each other. All right, that's beautiful. That also kind of reminds me of the Mandelbrot set. Just me. Hold on. What else do we have here? Let's entertain the folks with no. We've used that. Okay. Give me like 10 seconds.
I gotta sing the Doom song now. Doom, 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 doom.
All right. According to my deep investigation, Fizz lost internet. Why? Because Fizz lost internet. It's Occam's razor. It's like, oh, wow, I just don't need a new shirt. This is what happens when you have the same shirt. But wow, I think this shirt is an adult now. I'm not like, wow. These things happen. It's okay, Fizz. You've done a good job. You showed up. Hey, showing up is half the battle. If there's one thing I learned from G.I. Joe, it's knowing is half the battle. Knowing is half the battle, and showing up is half the battle. I believe that adds up to 1. Now, is it actually 1? I don't know. I think going in with the whole theme, it would increase your statistical likelihood of something happening. Why? I want something to happen. Okay. Do you know how to go about it? It's part of the thing. All right. Now you need to show up. You need to show up so you can do the thing. Know the thing, show up, increase likelihood of doing the thing. What is the said thing? I have no idea. Everybody is their own individual. And hey, that's why I say, hey, you go your way, I go Yahweh. But okay, so we go back. What was it? Forward circles. Okay. Boom. Because not that one. Huh? That guy. That's okay. We'll wrap up here in just a minute. I only have so much to talk about, but okay. Forward circle, blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, basically it's like you take circles, bunch of big circles, and you put another circle, and you keep on doing it. And you could do how many circles? It depends on what you believe. If you believe you can do infinity, you could do an infinite amount of smaller and smaller circles. Some people would disagree with that. That's totally fine. Okay, yes, the inversion. Yes, that's why I played earlier. I played the inversion cop-out. Yes, that's what I figured. Look, I actually thought it might actually be storming. It's storming over here, too, and I was like, well, my power might and stuff might go up, but it seemed to clear up. Okay, what are these things? 1 over square roots of other stuff. Okay. So it's just inversions. Maybe it was a good cop-out I used earlier against Fizz. I don't know. Oh, well, that makes me sad. That's why I that's why I like looking at a lot of the math. It's okay. These things. See? Look, it's like, all right, circles. 0 over 1. 1 over 1. Oh, and then it makes another circle. Oh, hold on, no. It was 0 over 1 circle gives you this circle. And you get like a 1/2 circle. And then you can get like, oh god, like 4 9s. So it's like opening up a socket set. You're seeing all these different like ratchet sizes and stuff like that, and then you get annoyed with like the millimeters and stuff, and then there's a strip. Okay. So perhaps maybe one of the least political things that I noticed at a political town meeting once was one person got up and asked the said presidential candidate, are you willing to take America out of the dark ages and swap us over to the metric system? I'm paraphrasing here. Their response was, I have never been asked that question. That's fascinating. I have no idea if it was ever thought about after that, but I thought about it. It does make a lot of things. Listen. I understand. We really like expressing our units in length of our former monarch shoe size. I'm just saying, maybe we could come out of the 17th century, 18th century. How does that even work? It was 20th century Fox in the 1900s. It's 21st century Fox here. Like good for like another 76 years. Is this how this works? I don't know. Yes. But hey, all these different things happen. Does everything happen? I mean, I don't know. Maybe accountable everything, because I just know if there's one thing I learned from Professor Carroll. Yes, we have no need to continue sharing all the different circles there. It's very pretty though. But it was just all right. Just stuff divided by this, stuff divided by this. You take a square root. What? Oh, it's that little key on here. You just go down here, and basically you just keep on going, and you can get all your different things there built up. All the, I don't know. That's basically what I took away from like the surreal numbers, and then they have all those magical abilities. But I think I've looked at that before. But just the concept of it being a field, I'm like, well, if you have a field and you can do mathematical stuff and things, maybe that was why it was submitted to a contest to explain quote unquote theories of everything. I mean, personally, it's people want to try to do consciousness. That's cool. I still need to do that video on Roger Penrose's and Stuart Howard Muraugh's Orc OR, the little collapse thing, because it's like, oh well, there's microtubules. Maybe this has some quantum aspects, and you're like, ah, it's the brain. It's a hot squishy thing. There's no way that could actually do something. And then you start explaining, well, it seems to have a fractal-like structure, and it seems to be within like all living things that we know of, and it seems to like be like all these different things within Earth, and yes, it seems to appear all over the place. And I'm like, so did George Lucas read like one of the early papers on microtubules just because it's like, get this stuff that seems to be permeating all things. And okay, that's a crazy conjecture. The crazier part is they actually do a little experiment, and apparently microtubules have this little phenomenon kind of like superluminescence, and may have some almost like superconducting style thing. I'm not gonna say superconducting. Superluminescence was what Kurt. Shout out to Kurt from Theories of Everything. But I'm just like, okay, let me look at what's a microtubule. Microtubule. You go to look. Okay, hold on. We'll end on this because this is fun. So let's go to microtubule. So I'll bring it up. Okay. So what the heck is a microtubule? And boom. Oh my god, this looks like it. Did they add new stuff there? Is this new? Okay. I'm just gonna do Wikipedia again, take it for what it's worth. It's basic thing. Long. The thing that got me was, okay, just look at this. They're as wide as 23 to 27 nanometers. Oh, 1 billionth. Huh, and that got me to thinking. I'm like, wait a second. All right, so let's say it's like the average between them. Let's say 25. Okay, so we go to Wolfram Alpha, and we go to 25 nanometers. So we'll end up with the nerds. Don't worry. Okay, just need to know relative to observers like us, or at least a dude like me. Meterish scale, most humans or so. 25 nanometers. Okay, assuming 25 nanometers. Oh, it's about on the magnitude of 10 to the negative 8 meters. Now, has there been any talk about something interesting happening within those magnets? It's about 250 angstroms. So the interesting thing is, classical mechanics, no, physics. Okay. So, all right. Again, it's on Wikipedia. Take it for what it's worth, but it's just an interesting little thing. All right. Classical mechanics. Far less than 3 times 10 to the 8 meters per second. That's approximately the speed of light. 2.9979, yada, yada, yada. Meters per second times 10 to the 8 meters per second. Okay. So relativistic mechanics, basically greater than the speed of light. All right, cool. Now, classical mechanics. Notice the terminology here. It's interesting. Far larger than about 10 to the negative 9 meters. Huh. Quantum mechanics. Near or less than 10 to the negative 9 meters. Well, that seems to be, I don't know. That seems to be within about a magnitude of the typical width of a microtubule. Now again, I'm sure these are all just coinky dinks. There's nothing going on. Hey, what's going on, Trev? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. It's been a while. It's no worries, man. Hey, people just do what they gotta do and everything. If you happen to be around, you happen to join, that's cool. I just find it interesting because that was actually brought to my attention, I don't know, of all places, Twitter. Now again, I stand by Twitter as a dumpster fire. Twitter will always be a dumpster fire because it's Twitter. But every once in a while, oh god, I think this is actually broadcast on Twitter too. It's okay. I stand by it because that was basically Ryan Reynolds' take as well. I stand by Mr. Mint. But here's the thing. It's just very interesting that it was every once in a while there's some gems. Come across somebody and say, okay, I think you happen to be an electrical engineer for a while. And he's like, oh, somebody showed me this thing. This seems to be an actual published paper. There's work here. And they've actually gone into it and seen superliminal things, apparently from microtubules. And apparently Stuart Hameroff, according to what I've heard, take it as a dude on the internet, is like, he was an anesthesiologist, and he's like, yeah, it's, there doesn't seem to be any activity. There doesn't seem to be any what we may call consciousness going on when you put someone under anesthesia. Now, again, this is just a personal anecdote here. I went under some general anesthesia before. Why? They needed to fix something in me. So all I know is I put me on the thing, they hook you up to the thing, and they're like, all right, I'm going to count backwards from 10. 10, 9, 8, and then I wake up. And that apparently things went well several hours later and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, yeah, just personal. I don't remember a damn thing. Maybe I was thinking other things. Seemed to me like I was out. Again, that's a personal opinion. But I think that does resonate with a lot of people. It's like, that sounds about right, but it came from a crazy idea. And to be fair, I think even Professor Sean Carroll would say one of the only reason people were talking about this crazy idea is, well, it happened to come from Roger Penrose, who happens to be a famous Nobel Prize winning physicist. So it's like, but he's interested in these things, and he's a brilliant dude and everything. I love listening to Professor Penrose and everything, and he also happens to be, seems to be like a genuine, fun-loving like British chap. So it's like, oh, that's kind of endearing as well there. And he seems to be quite honest. He's like, no, it wasn't this. It's like, I was actually lazy about this thing here. And then it just happened that this happened to work out. So I love those things. Hey, K-Shell. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. We're just talking about the potentials of consciousness. Okay, let me see if I can actually find the paper. What was this? So we were talking about microtubules, super radiance, I think is the term. Where was this? Wait a second. Oh, people have been talking to us since 2018 because I see a paper here from. Okay. ACS. Let's see any others. Oh, this is from the National Institute of Health. This is. Let me see. Wow. Okay, I didn't know. Okay. Again, sorting bias and everything. I see different things. I'm like, all right. I see something on the archive. If you see it on like a I don't know, on the governmental website, I feel like they usually at least maybe it was their study or something. Okay, but you look at it, it's not making the giant claim super radiance, super luminescence, or whatever microtubules. It's ultraviolet super radiance from mega networks of triphoton and biological architecture. I think that's one of the building blocks of microtubules. From Wikipedia, or at least something like that. Networks of triphoton, TRP, and aromatic amino acid with strong fluorescence response are unique in biological systems. Okay, so uniqueness in biological. Okay, I was wrong. Forming diverse architectures in transmembrane proteins, cytoskeleton filaments, blah, 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 blah. We analyze the cooperative effects by ultraviolet excitations of several biologically relevant TRP meganetworks, thus giving insights into novel mechanisms for cellular signaling and control. Theoretical analysis of single excitation manifold predicts the formation of strongly superradiated states due to a collective interactions among ranges of up to greater than 10 to the 5 tryptophan ultraviolet excited transition dipoles and microtubule architectures, which leads to an enhancement in the fluorescent quantum yield that is confirmed by our experiments. Okay. So, wow. Conflicts of okay, they declare there's no conflict of interest. I feel like we need more of those. Okay, I'm seeing pretty pictures. Hierarchical networks or protein. Okay, so I think these are pictures of like if you're inside of the microtubule. So all those spinny things. Are those doing twists? Are those Mobius twists? I don't know. Wouldn't that be all? It's string theory. We were so close. We just needed to make them ribbons. That's all we did. It was just like all those Christmas ribbons that you don't play with scissors, but you could kind of like twirl up that way. And I don't think that's the full Mobius twist. I'm spouting hot garbage here, apparently. Oh, wait a second. Will it let me? Oh, will it let me? No! No! I don't have a login. Makes me sad. Listen. I'm just saying that. Did George Lucas read any of these early papers about? Yeah. So here's this thing that seems to be within all living things that we know of. Wouldn't it just be it all if literally that ends up being, I don't know, our biological geometric antenna connecting us to consciousness? I don't know. I go into like Tom Campbell here. It's like, I don't know. Is it a video game? Is it something akin to a video game? Because I hear his words. I would love that to be true. I don't know it's true. It would explain a lot. I'm also very biased because I'm a gamer. Massive conflict of interest statement. Yes, very. But okay, so I think the general. Okay, let me see if I can share this one. Let me just click on this. I think I know what this. Okay. Yeah, never mind the diagram right there. I'm looking at. I think what it is what they did is they exposed it to a certain amount of UV light, and what it did is rather than at light and be like, all right, I can see this thing, then the light is gone. I think what it did is it seemed to kind of charge up. It's kind of like if you turn on like an old incandescent like light bulb or something like that. It has the power go through it, but it takes it like a second or so. It takes it a period of time for it to reach its peak brightness, and then it takes another period of time for it to kind of like lose that brightness. So they seem to be some form of an amplification. A mitochondria, according to the nerdy, the mitochondrions have an answer. It's greater than 9,000. Okay, on the late, if you're doing 10 to the -8 scale, and they had to use 10 to the 5 of it, that would be greater than 9,000. It's, I don't know, I think it depends on what base unit you're going to use there. But, wow. This is, okay, well, it's at least in the National Library of Medicine. In the ACS publications, I mean, that seems like a decently respectable journal. This was in the past, like, yeah, this is about 2 months ago. Wow. See, don't that beat all? And that's the thing. It's like, I actually do kind of appreciate part of what Kurt had done the other day, where it's like, if you're saying, oh, that's a crisis in physics, it's like, I pay attention to a decent number of little lectures and stuff like that. I'm seeing all types of things. Like, I saw something from, what was it? It was a lecture a few days, like a week or so ago from the ICTS, or was I think it was the ICT. I don't know. There was some experiment they put up. It's like, so apparently when we do this particular thing, we have like a 20 order of magnitude increase in like conductivity or something like that. It's like, what? It's like, it wasn't superconductivity per se, but also we do this like one trick, and in the state all of a sudden we get a maximum. I'm not sure if that video is still up. I'm sure it was just technical difficulties and they just put it back up. But you see all types of interesting stuff, and it's like, I don't think you can say there isn't stuff going on. Listening to all these lectures from Brown University, it's like, yeah, we're seeing superconductive states and like twisted multi-layer graphene. What is graphene? It's a whole bunch of carbon in a hexagonal two-dimensional, or at least to our best things, roughly 2D surface. What do? We apply some quantum voodoo. No, we just twist it at the magic angle. It's about like 109 degrees. So you twist it a particular thing, and then you can, when you look at it, it's like, wait. So what you're saying, these electrons, or where we conceptualize electrons, it's like, it puts up like a spirally pattern. Oh, we can end on this. Twisted graphene. Twistronics. Oh my god, this is actually a thing. Okay. Oh, this is cool. I think this might be no. Either that I haven't looked at. Okay. So is it magic? Okay, so Twistronics. So Pat, what is it? Change size. Boom. There you go. Okay. In 2011, Alan McDonald of University of Texas in Austin, and Rafi Bistriner. He's a simple theoretical model found magic angle, the amount of energy a free electron would require to tunnel between two graphene sheets radically change. Oh, maybe they disproved it. No, the magic received in the unusual. Okay, it's called the magic angle. What the heck is that? Don't worry about it. Okay. So what does this look like to you? So they have a sheet. They have another sheet. It's twisted at a particular angle. Okay, over here. Hold on. No, go back to your other state, friend. Okay, here we go. I don't know. I see 6 points or circles. Kind of looks like it's making a hexagon if we were to connect those at the centers, yada yada. What are these? Well, these look like, I don't know, bigger hexagonal things. I'm just like, all right. So if I'm viewing this, I'm like, so what if it just kind of went zoom, 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 zoom? I don't know, the electron swing dancing. Okay, to be fair, this does look a little different than some of the other things I've seen before. But I'm like, all right, if you got one on top of the other, you're making pathways. It's going to zoom through in probably the most efficient way it can. There's probably, of course, there are other factors, an infinite number, perhaps countably infinite number of factors that may be going on there. Let's see me do it again. But well, see, that's the interesting thing, because that's also why I have a co-host that's a celestial wolf girl. Why? Because I can. And I also learned from Fez. She tells me her lore, and I'm like, all right, let me take some of the words that I've heard from other things. Let me connect it to a deep lore. Why? Because if it's a story, then it's a thought. If it's a thought, then apparently it's a thing. If we have the ability to actually countably, basically, if there's a bound in the amount of things, but we can do a bunch of novel things, is it not a thing? May it not contribute to the explaining of what's going on? At that point, we come full circle at the 1 hour mark, and that's all we got. Hey, take care of yourselves, everyone. Peace out. And it's a wacky and wild world out there. But remember, at least according to my calculations, no Worth goals were hurt in the making of this video.
I'm broken. You broke me. Oh no. Oh dear. You guys? You guys! I just want to hug some